Okay, so hello there. We're actually doing another Pokemon video today. So yeah, obviously you know my channel is gaming as well as Pokemon related. I want to do both. So this is for my Pokemon viewers and also and all that. Also do remember to follow me on Twitch. I'll put the link in the description below. And if you want to join me for my Twitch streams, we actually have quite a bit of fun on there actually. We streamed Dead by Daylight recently, so most and actually on Twitch you see more of my personality than say you do on YouTube, and what I'm actually more like. So yeah. So today we're doing my top 10 favorite Pokemon. If you don't remember, I did this actually about a year or so ago, like maybe a year or two ago. I did this, and I rewatched it the other day, and I was like, nah, I don't really agree with many of them on this list. There's still a few that are on there. Like I recently redid my list again, and this time it's gonna be my top 10, by the way. I redid my list again, and I realized there's quite a few differences, and this one does include legendaries. So yes, because they are my favorites. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. So yeah, we're just gonna jump straight into it because, and also there's a reason why I wanted to do this as well. I wanted to do an updated favorite Pokemon video. So let's start. So my number 10 most favorite Pokemon, I'm gonna be honest, is technically three. Let me just be honest, it's technically three. And it's the entire Teddiursa line. I've always been a fan of Ursaring, and I've always been a fan of Teddiursa. I always thought Teddiursa was really adorable. I always really liked Teddiursa, and I always really liked Ursaring. Although his shiny isn't the best, I always thought he was pretty cool Pokemon. To be honest, I always thought he was a pretty cool Pokemon, and I've never really used one before up until recently. Legends Arceus, I recently got that, and I decided I'm gonna use one, and I saw that it could evolve and add new evolution, and I'm actually going to use one. I really want to use this new evolution, which is Ursula. I think I'm still getting used to the new Pokemon names, but I think it's called Ursula, and I called mine Beast because that's what he is. He's a bloody beast. He's like one of my strongest Pokemon on my team, and I bloody adore it. It's so cool looking. I always thought Ursaring was a cool looking Pokemon, and Ursula, and the evolution is really cool as well. I really like the way you have to evolve it as well. Sometimes it's really bloody annoying. You have to wait for a full moon. I don't know if it's based off a werewolf by any means. It most likely is, since you have to evolve it in a full moon. But yeah, let me know on that if it is technically like based on a werewolf or something. But I always really thought he was a cool Pokemon, and now using one, I really like him even more. And Teddiursa as well, I always thought was really bloody adorable. If I could have a Pokemon as a pet, it would most likely be Teddiursa. I would really love a Teddiursa as a pet because it's just a nice Pokemon, you know. So yeah, number 9 is actually another new Pokemon I recently used, Cleavor, which is the sub evolution of Scyther. Obviously now, I do really like Scizor, and I do really like the Cypher evolution line. I always thought he was a cool Pokemon. And then I saw Cleavor, and I was like, I didn't want to use a Scizor because I use one too much. So I decided I want to still use a Scyther because it's one of my favorites, but I want to kind of change it up a bit. So I decided to go with I heard about Cleavor, so I evolved 9 into Cleavor. Took a bit, but I managed to do it. I got Cleavor on my team, and he is on my team. I called him Butch, and I now have a Cleavor, and I think he's a pretty cool looking Pokemon, to be honest. Like, some people kind of don't like him, and some people kind of think he's alright, but I think he's pretty cool looking, as well as since I really enjoyed using him. He's not got the best defense, but the damage he does is pretty decent, and I really enjoy using him in this game, to be honest. And also, he was the Pokemon that defeated Giratina in his final form yesterday when I beat in the game. So yeah, I was up all night trying to beat it, and Cleavor and well Butch will always be remembered as the Giratina Slayer because he defeated Giratina in his final form. So yeah, and he really clutched it up with his final attack. So yeah, number 8 is Weavile. There's nothing to hate about Weavile besides it's shiny. I guess its shiny doesn't fit, but to be honest, Weavile's always been one of my favorite Pokemon. I've always really liked Weavile. I always thought it was like a really cool and powerful Pokemon. Well, not powerful, but really cool looking Pokemon. I love the urban legend that it's based on. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like where there's three of them. I think it's actually what Sneasel's based on. But there's three of these creatures, but their cuts and the healing that it does is so quick you don't feel any of it. It's like you just fall over. Apparently that's what it is in Urban Legend. I think it's a Japanese Urban Legend. So yeah, if I find it, I'll put it up in editing. So I'll put it up on the screen. I'll put the name up, or I'll just put a picture of it up. And also, I also really love dark types. You know that's my second favorite typing in the entire game, just behind fire as my favorite typing. My top favorite types being fire, dark, and dragon. They're my three favorite types of all time. So yeah, I always really love dark types, to be honest. Number 7, Scizor. To be honest, I already said I love Scizor, and I think Scizor is way better looking than Cleavor. Even though I really love Cleavor, I always thought Scizor was better looking, and just because as well, I really liked Scizor. I've used him quite a bit. I've used the Scizor 3 times now. I used one in Johto, I've used one in Kalos, and I have also used one in, I think, Diamond or Pearl. Not the most recent remake, in Diamond and Pearl, like the original ones, if I recall. Um, it's just a cool looking Pokemon. What is there not to say about Scizor? His Mega Evolution, he was actually a very popular Pokemon. He actually used to be in like my top 3, but he's kind of gone down a bit ever since others have come out, and I've got into others and I've used others. Scizor to me is very cool looking. He's a very sleek Pokemon, very powerful and competitive, very just cool. Just there's a lot I could say about Scizor as well with its power, the memories I've had with one. I just love Scizor so much. Also, you know me, I'm not big on fairy types, and Scizor is one of those type. Scizor is the type that is super effective on fairy. So having a Scizor with Swords Dance and Bullet Punch really packs a punch against, say, fairy types, which really annoy me. You know, I do not really like, say, a few fairy types. There's only a few I actually like. Number 6 is actually a pretty recent one. Electros. Pretty much, I remember when I played Pokemon Black and White, not for the first time, but for I decided to replay it. Not recently, about 2 years ago or so. You know me, I don't like the starters. I'm not that big on Generation 5, and I'm not that big on Pokemon Black and White. But I wanted to replay it to kind of give it a second chance, and I don't hate it as much as I used to, but I still don't really like it. But the one Pokemon I did really like was Electros. I have heard he actually gets quite a bit of hate for being ugly, but to be honest, he may be ugly, but it's actually kind of cool looking. Also, the guy has no weaknesses, which is another reason why I really love Electros. Because the man has no weaknesses, and oh my god, he can destroy if you set him up correctly. He is pretty decent in the story mode and the PvE mode of Pokemon as well. And to be honest, I think he deserves more attention. I think he deserves more love. But I'm being honest with you, use Electros. If you can, in one of your games, use Electros. I'm being honest, you would have fun with one. He's a really cool Pokemon, and if you remember in my Pokemon journeys, I said that if I had a Pokemon team in real life, and if I was in the Pokemon universe, I would have an Electros. Because Electros is cool, and I think he's a very cool looking Pokemon. Number 5 is my favourite pseudo legendary. It's probably a lot of people's actually. It's Garchomp. Who doesn't hate Garchomp? To be honest, I think Garchomp, in my opinion, is an icon of pseudo legendaries. Like, to me, he's iconic. When I think of a pseudo legendary, I think of Garchomp or Tyranitar. Those are my two favourite pseudos. Or the two I kind of really like. He's a, but I'll get on with but Garchomp. I've always really liked, to be honest. I always thought he was a really cool Pokemon, as well as you know what he's like with freaking Cynthia. God's sake, that Garchomp's pretty much Satan. But hey, when you actually use one, it's bloody powerful and it's really goddamn good. So you know you are pretty much sorted if you have a Garchomp in the story mode. I've used the Garchomp now about 3 or 4 times. I've used one. The first time I ever used one was in, I think it was Pokemon Y. I had my Garchomp called Megan because it was a girl, and obviously Garchomp to me kind of looks like a land shark, so I call it Megan. It's kind of like Megalodon. I don't know why. I was young, okay. I used one in BDSP recently, and I've also used one on Pokemon X, when I replayed through that, I had a Garchomp on my team as well. So, and also I've used one in Pixelmon before as well. But Garchomp to me is a very cool Pokemon, very nice looking. The only thing that's keeping it down again is not just because of its shiny. Also, I'm not big on its Mega. It's cool looking, but its Mega kinda is pretty useless. You're just better off using normal Garchomp, to be honest. So yeah, I think Garchomp is my favorite pseudo legendary and will be for quite a while, unless a new one comes out that I like more. Possibly my favorite dragon type. Maybe. Actually, no. You'll get to see who my favorite dragon type is later on. Number 4, Zoroark. To be honest, who doesn't like Zoroark? It's a cool looking Pokemon. It's sick, dude. It's like Dark Lucario, pretty much. That's what he is. Like, I kind of think Zoroark as an anti-Lucario. Like, he's the anti-part of Lucario. Like, they both got their own movies. They're both cool Pokemon in general. Both very popular. And they also, like I said, they got their own movies as well, and they're just both really cool looking Pokemon. I preferably prefer Zoroark more than Lucario, personally because of the dark typing. You know, I love dark types, and also another thing that I really like is the Lucario. Another thing I really like about Zoroark is its illusion ability. I've been playing Pokemon Showdown with my friend Ben, and the amount of times I've fooled him by thinking I've sent out Sizzle first, which really confuses him when it turns out it's my Zoroark because I destroy him, is kind of funny. I actually laugh about it. Also, Zoroark would be a Pokemon, like I said in my journeys, I would have in real life just because I really like Zoroark, and if I could have a pet as well, I would love a pet Zora, which is like the pre-evolution. I would love a pet Zora as a pet in real life as a Pokemon. I really love Zora. I love his pre-evolution. Number 3 is actually 2 Pokemon. I couldn't decide. They're both legendaries. Rayquaza and Darkrai. To be honest, Rayquaza's been my favorite legendary for ages. Like, for literal ages. Ever since I played through Generation 3, ever since I saw Rayquaza, I have loved Rayquaza. Like, he's just a cool looking dragon Pokemon, which is the reason why he is my favorite dragon type. I just love Rayquaza so much. I think he's a sick looking Pokemon. But then, I kinda also really love Darkrai with the same amount of love that I love Rayquaza. Darkrai is a cool, really nice looking Pokemon. Very dark in a lot of ways. The man literally, like, offed 2 people in the games if you, like, read the text and all that stuff. And, like, you literally save someone in Generation 4 using the Oblivion Wing who Darkrai is messing the mind up of. And recently, I've got to catch Darkrai, and I've used him on an occasion in Legends Arceus, and I'm bloody enjoying it. And also, one of my mains in Pokemon Tournament was Darkrai. Darkrai is just a Pokemon that I've loved for ages as well as Rayquaza. Not as much as ages as Rayquaza. I've loved Rayquaza longer, but as of recent, maybe in like the recent 2 or 3 years, I've really started. Darkrai has grew on me. He has really grew on me, and I also really love Darkrai so much. I think he's just such a cool looking Pokemon. And then Rayquaza, it's just with his Mega Evolution, everything about him, his looks, his power, his strength, his background, like everything about him, I love the most. I just freaking adore Rayquaza. He's really cool. Number 2 is Lycanroc. Now, you can easily piece this together. First of all, if you look at my VTuber, he's an emo. He's got emo hair, which is what, technically, Dusk form Lycanroc has. Not Dusk. Midnight Lycanroc, which is my favourite variant of Lycanroc. I love all 3, but Midnight Lycanroc is my favourite. And then, second, it's a wolf. And that's my name. It's literal Craze Wolf. That's my YouTube channel name, is Craze Wolf. So, of course, I'm going to love the Pokemon that's a wolf. Also, his name is Lycanroc. He is based off werewolves. Lycanthrope is a type of werewolf. Lycanthrope, lichens are a type of werewolf. Lycanroc, obviously. He's a werewolf. Well, he's a lycanthrope, but a rock type. They kind of mix them together. Which is really cool as well. I've always loved goddamn Lycanroc, to be honest. I always thought he was sick. And Rockruff I would love to have as a pet. as well as Lycanroc as well, to be honest. Lycanroc is a cool partner Pokemon to the point where I said in my journeys that I would keep Lycanroc in his Pokeball. I would want him to follow me around. I would look sick with a Lycanroc standing next to me. I've always thought he was a cool Pokemon for several reasons. As well, like, he's not the strongest, I'm being honest. He's not that powerful. Lycanroc is not that powerful. There is far stronger Pokemon. Rock type in general being one of rock type in general, I think is the weakest type in the game. But if I had to pick a favorite rock type, it's Lycanroc for that specific reason. Lycanroc is just I just adore Lycanroc so much. I just think he's a cool looking Pokemon. Don't hate. Okay. Well, no. The thing is though, when I first saw Lycanroc, I thought he was gonna be like rock dark type, but no, he's literal just rock. He's pure rock type. So yeah, well, to be honest, if he was rock dark, it would be very bad against fighting. He'll be 4 times weak to fighting. So yeah. Right, I think you can tell who my number one favourite Pokemon is of all time. It's never changed. Ever since I started playing Pokemon, back in Fire Red, it's never changed. Obviously, Fire Red was my favourite, is my favourite Pokemon game at the moment, because it was the one that gave me the most nostalgia, as well as it was my first ever Pokemon game I ever played. That will probably soon change, as well as more Pokemon games come out. So yeah. But my number one favourite Pokemon is a starter from Kanto, Charizard. Right, I understand Charizard gets hate and he's very overrated, and probably you have a lot of seen so many of these videos where their favourite Pokemon in the end has been Charizard, but I have my reasons, okay? First of all, he's nostalgic to me. I've always loved Charizard as a kid. I always loved Charmander as a kid. I thought Charmander was cool, and I always thought he was adorable. I loved Charmeleon. I thought he was really cool, and I liked how I liked how it was a in between Charizard and like it kind of kept a bit of the cuteness of Charmander. You could kind of still see Charmander in him, but then you could kind of still see the badassness of Charizard in him. I always thought that was really cool, as well as Charizard in general is a dragon. Dragon in quotation marks. He's fire flying, but still, to me, in my eyes, he's a dragon. Okay, he looks like a dragon, and also he's cool in the anime. Obviously, that's the first thing that got me into Pokemon, as well as the games, was the anime. And Charizard was a sick Pokemon in the anime. You could hate on Charizard so much, but you got to admit that Ash's Charizard was amazing. It was so cool with them two. Ash and Charizard's relationship was really cool. As like, because you kind of like how as you watch the anime, you see the relationship and friendship build over time. And eventually, it was really sick when Charizard finally listened to him and stopped being an arrogant little you know what. He stopped being a brat, pretty much. And then obviously Charizard got a Gigamax evolution, which I like. It's not my favourite, but I really like. And then he's got 2 Mega Evolutions and Amazing Shiny. You see what I mean? Charizard is literally everything of a cool Pokemon. I understand that Charizard does get a lot of hate, and he gets a lot of attention, and I don't agree with that attention. Charizard shouldn't be getting that much attention. There is definitely way more Pokemon that I think should get attention, as well as the other Kanto starters. But I do also feel like some people do hate on Charizard just because others hate on him, and also because of Charizard in general just getting so much attention from Game Freak. It's not very good that he gets so much attention. I kind of understand why, but still, I'm happy that in the last 2 games they haven't shown Charizard at all. I don't know if you can get a Charizard actually in these other 2 games. I don't think you can unless you were to unless when we can transfer them, it will allow you to get a Charizard then. But until then, you cannot get a Charizard by any means of the main game. You would have to transfer him in. So yeah. But Charizard will most likely always be my favourite Pokemon, and the Pokemon that if I was to start my goddamn Pokemon journey, I would start with a Charmander. He would be my ace. I would destroy with Charizard. Because if I'm being honest with you, I've had so many Charizards in the past. I've had my Charizard I've had my Charizard called Charlie, I've had Wildfire, I've had other Charizards as well. And those Charizards, in my opinion, have always been really good, really powerful Pokemon that, to be honest, in my school, when I used to play it in school, Charizard was my ace. Everyone knew that. My Charizard literally sweep teams. That was the thing with my Charizard. It swept teams, like, gone. Charizard might not be my 100% best sweeper, but he was a really cool Pokemon. I'm not saying I hate other Pokemon, I just prefer Charizard over every other Pokemon in the entire Pokemon universe. I understand, but just respect, obviously, this is my opinion. So if your favourite Pokemon isn't on this list as well, I'm sorry. Maybe I hate it, maybe I don't. You don't know that. Unless it's Embo, then obviously I do hate it. It's bloody ugly. But still, just because I'm just gonna say this, it's an opinion, okay? I respect your opinions as long as you respect mine. Charizard's my favorite, but I will say this: Charizard hate needs to calm down a bit. You know, it's kind of getting a bit stale. I understand Charizard's overrated, but it's kind of getting a bit stale. Calm down with the Charizard hate. Respect. He's a cool Pokemon, but he shouldn't get as much attention as he should. He's always been cool. He's been here from the start. That's why he gets the attention as well. He's OG. So, there you go. That's my video. Hope you guys actually enjoyed this. Sorry, I kind of went on a bit of a rant about Charizard there. I just also kind of want to get my thing out with Charizard. And other reasons why I love him as well. Mainly because of battling with him and having him in the past, as well as him being my favourite Pokemon as him, and also him just in general. I always thought he was cool in the anime. To be honest, Charizard was my childhood. If I'm being honest, he was my childhood. So, all I'm going to say is, thank you for watching the video. And yeah, put down your top 10 Pokemon, put down your top 10 favourites, or top 10 least favourites in the comments below. I'm actually really curious to see them, see what if we have anything in common, or if we have stuff completely different. And it's really cool, obviously, to see you lot give me your favourites, because I always found that really cool to read, and actually really cool, is discuss favourite Pokemon, and also have debates about the reason why you like them over others. So yeah, thank you all for joining, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.